assholes!
Hello, welcome back to Blue Harvest Vintage Toys. Just a relaxing talk today. I just want to talk about our little friend Boba Fett.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Now, I've heard a lot of people saying he's very overrated. And I just want to explain to you how Boba Fett has to become overrated. I don't think he's overrated. As one of the main characters, he was the only baddie apart from Darth Vader. You had the Stormtroopers, they had plain white. Darth Vader was pretty cool, just black. But then you had Boba Fett with all the accoutrements, the flamethrowers, the wrist shooting string, rope, whatever it is. He could fly. It was his own mini rig. He had the rocket firing. Obviously, the figure didn't. But back in 1979, when we first saw, we saw the Americans saw him in the holiday special. We didn't actually get it. But we first saw him on the card backs, and we wondered who he was. There's just such a mythos surrounding Boba Fett because we didn't know who he was. It was a year before Empire Strikes Back came out. Obviously there's no internet, nobody knew anything about him. We just saw this mystery figure, and to be honest with you, when Empire Strikes Back came round, he didn't say a lot, but what he did say was pretty cool.
No disintegrations.
As you wish.
Again, he looked so cool. The figure doesn't have the cape or the poncho or whatever he wore in Empire Strikes Back, unfortunately. But what he did have was, he didn't have his rocket firing, obviously. But when we first saw the card backs, he did have the rocket firing Fett. So that is a part of the mythos. As not getting the rocket adds to that, I suppose. But really, to see this figure, and we had imagination. That's all we had back in the days, and we always imagined that he fired that rocket out. He flew. He had jetpack. He had the blaster, but he had the flamethrower, and it was just like a one-man army, really. And to me, I can't understand why anybody would call him underrated. I'm talking as a character, really, but the figure really is what we're talking about. This is a toy channel, so we're talking about overall. I want to talk about Boba Fett overall, but as a figure, that mythos of him, it was just a mystery man. It was the man with no name, even though we knew it was Boba Fett, but he was a mystery man. And when we actually got him, I never sent off for the mail away, but he got him in the mail away, got him in a little box, and it was just so exciting, just waiting for it. And you just wanted to know who he was, things like that. We never found out. We never found out. Empire Strikes Back came, Return of the Jedi came. We never actually found out he died, and that was it. And we wanted to know more about him, unfortunately, and we found out, and we didn't want to know more about him. So, yeah, this is just like one of those game figures. But I just thought I'd show the little cape that he does have, which could have been on the original vintage figure. It didn't take away from that, but I'm just showing you that as what could have been. Obviously the paintwork on this figure is better than the vintage, but I'd rather have the vintage. I love it. I love Boba Fett. Onto his ship. I've said it before, it's not my favourite vehicle.
Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
I don't own one. I've had a couple, and it's not my favourite vehicle. I didn't even know that it had a trigger on it until about a year ago. Until I got one. I took one apart to try and fix it all, and I've still got a few bits left of it. So yeah, it's not, the vehicle itself is not iconic enough for me. And I've said that Millennium Falcon is not one of my favourite vehicles either, unfortunately. But that's for another video. We're talking about Boba Fett, and Boba Fett is really cool, and really, people that don't find him cool probably weren't there. I'm not being derogatory or anything like that. People who come into Star Wars later on who weren't born in the right era, because we all love Star Wars, and it's just, I just want to get across why this Boba Fett is so highly revered, and you have to pay the Fett tax when you have anything you buy Boba Fett related. You have to pay the Fett tax, unfortunately. Obviously, there's from your rocket firing Boba Fett down to the lowest beta. Trying to find a beta, you won't get one for less than £10. You'd be very lucky if you did. I won one this week, so that's coming, and I think what I've seen, it's better than this one. This is the Taiwan Boba Fett. I'm not going to go deep into the figure of the Boba Fett, because that will come on my figure reviews. As you can see, it's there's the camera. It's quite, the green. It always happens. It's quite a mint figure, apart from the chest, which always rubs. That's an always a giveaway. Is the green on the rub on there, but it is a Taiwan country of origin. CO. I'm not going to say cool. But there you go. That is just an iconic character. I'm going to put him down because I'm not, as I say, I'm not going to do. I don't want to do a review of Boba Fett until I get to the 21, number 21. So I've got all the rest of the figures to do before that. So let's hold this. Boba Fett, to me, is the coolest body in Star Wars.
You may take Captain Solo to Jabba the Hutt after I have Skywalker.
He's no good to me dead.
Always has been. He's been knocked back a bit since Attack of the Clones. We didn't need to know his backstory. It's like Darth Vader. We didn't really need to know Darth Vader's backstory, but we got it. We had to have the prequels, so we had to have it really. But putting Boba Fett in has diminished his notoriety somewhat. That is probably why people saying he's overrated. But if you're going for original trilogy, there's nobody cooler in it. Han Solo was cool, but he wore black and white. It's funny how the colours of the original trilogy. I could go. That's another video. I could go into the colours of the characters in the original trilogy. Luke was white, Darth was black, Han was black and white, Leia was white. Luke went from white to burgundy brown, whatever it was, in the Bespin fatigues, and then black. And then when he showed that it was truly good, that tunic flipped down, you could see the white inside him. It's just, that's something I could really go into, and George Lucas was actually a genius with that. But Boba Fett was not black or white. He was multicoloured baddie. Fantastic baddie. And unfortunately, he died in the Sarlacc pit. We know he didn't. And that is coming up on the Mandalorian. That somebody's got his armour And I do suspect that we will see Boba Fett towards the end of that second series getting his armor back. So that might be exciting. That'd be quite an interesting, and hopefully he'll reignite everybody's interest in Boba Fett. I don't really think it's gone away, but I think the people that find him underrated didn't go through 1979 wondering who he was, 1980 finding out who he was, not really knowing anything about him, making up his own headcanon, playing with the figure. I don't know if I played with Boba Fett more than Darth Vader, because I had my X-Wing, I had my Skywalker, I had Luke, my X-Wing Luke and my Bespin Luke, and he would always end up fighting Darth Vader, but it'd have to always get through Boba Fett and the Stormtroopers first. And that is basically every playtime I ever had with my figures. And Boba Fett had to be involved in every scenario, because, to be honest with you, how many baddies did you get in the original line? You got quite a few, but there were Stormtroopers, Imperial officers, the Jabba Goons. You had all the bounty hunters, which you didn't know anything about those neither. But it was Boba Fett that caught Han Solo. Boba Fett that tracked him down. He got his man, and that made him the head baddie. We got the Emperor later on, but there was Darth Vader, then Boba Fett. Boba Fett will always be the head baddie, because you couldn't have Luke fighting Vader every time. I can't remember playing with Han Solo that much. I probably did. I can't remember. I think I had a Hoth Leia. I didn't have an original Leia Organa, and it was always Luke. It was always Luke for me, because I had the X-Wing, and it was always Boba Fett and then Vader. So there you go. I just wanted to. I hope I've got across the feeling that we had for Boba Fett in 1979, the mystery, the mythos, and the coolness. You imagine now, there's no internet. I mean, the Knights of Ren, they were brought up to be really cool, and they never turned out to be. If we didn't have any internet, nobody knew anything about these characters. We still really don't know anything about them, and how cool they could have been. They were all dressed in black, and I don't know. Captain Phasma. Again, I don't know if people think of the same breadth Captain Phasma and Knights of Ren with Boba Fett, and they shouldn't do. Boba Fett was original. He was there. We got all these figures. We got 20 figures in 79. By 79, we had 20 figures. All very cool. And then we got Boba Fett. Boba Fett, for me, he'll never be my favourite character, because he's a baddie. I like goodies. Bespin Luke's my favourite character, by the way, if you didn't know. But he's up there. And why more people don't have a focus on Boba Fett is probably because of the expense of collecting all the Boba Fetts. Obviously, you need if you're a completist on Boba Fett, you need a rocket firing Boba Fett. And no, that's not going to happen for 99% of people. You need the Tri-Logo Fett, Taiwan Fett, Hong Kong Fett. It's just so many Fetts, and again I will go into that in a video when I get to number 21. I'm at probably number 5 or 6 now. I still haven't got through the first 12, but I will get there. I will get there, because Boba Fett deserves a really good video. And that's why I've done it today, because as a character, he's magnificent. I would like a tri-logo. I would love a rocket firing Fett. I'm hoping the Fett that I'm getting is a Hong Kong one, because as I say, it looks mintier than this one. Then I can have a Hong Kong and a Taiwan one. I'm not going to start focus on them, as I say, because it's just too expensive. Because you've got to pay the Fett tax, and I'd have to get a slave one, and I don't want. Well, I will eventually get a slave one, but vehicles are top of my list. Playsets are. So this is going with my Jabba the Hutt playset at the moment. I'm making a scene up with the Jabba the Hutt playset. That's why I got Slave Leia, and I'm trying to get all the Jabba guns. When I get a bit more room, I want to get the vintage collection Jabba's Palace as well. Maybe get the skiff as well. So yeah, I don't want to keep my figures on the stands like I've at the moment. I want to get all the playsets. I want to get the Darth Vader's Star Destroyer playset, so I will need another Fett. I've got another one coming, so I've got 2. It's just I have this thought of trying to make my own rocket firing Fett, but I'd have to get a real beater to try and do that. But I won't want to do it to a vintage figure. Maybe if I can get hold of a retro collection one when they do eventually arrive. Maybe I'll do one of those as a rocket firing. I've seen the customs where you just got a hole in the back there. You take the rocket out and there's the little spring in it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not really into customs, but the only custom I really have, or really would have, is the rocket firing Boba Fett, because I know I'll never get one. Even if I won the lottery, I won millions and millions on the lottery, I wouldn't be able to justify £100,000 on a bit of plastic, on a bit of 4-inch plastic. However cool it is. But then again, who knows? So there you go. Boba Fett is a character that you should give more respect to, really. I'm not going to say that you should do this, you should do this. No, I'm not that kind of collector. You collect what you want, you do what you want, but I'm just saying that he's not overrated. He is what he is. He's the greatest baddie figure, especially in the vintage line. Darth Vader is probably the best character baddie in the old Star Wars, but Boba Fett, it was just different, just a breath of fresh air for us, and it was someone for Han Solo to fight, as opposed to Luke fighting Vader. And that's what we needed back then. We needed more baddies. We didn't get a lot of baddies. Well, as I said, we got stormtroopers, Imperial commanders, things like that. Then we got us bounty hunters, and then we got Jabba's goons. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed my little ramble about Boba Fett. I hope you'll have another look at him. He's essential to any collection. If you're a Boba Fett focus collector, let me know. I'd like to hear from you. I just top of my head, I can't even remember or think about anybody who actually collects Boba Fett. I'm sure I've seen like pictures of lines up of all different Boba Fett's. You usually see Bespin Lux, and that's what I'm trying to get again. I used to have a load of Bespin Lux, but I want to have a load of different Bespin Lux again. But I rarely see Boba Fett. Obviously the COOs are totally. There's that many of them. Somebody asked me about a Darth Vader one yesterday, and actually I looked that up, and there's just tons of different Darth Vader COOs. I need to look up, see how many Boba Fett's there are. There will be a lot, because I know there's a few Hong Kong ones, there's Taiwan one, there's a Tri-Logo one, there's just so many. There is for most figures, really, because they're different factories. So there you go. Maybe I'll do a video on COOs sometime. Again, just let me know if there's any questions you want me to talk about, anything you want me to talk about, let me know. Any questions you need answering, I'm here to help. And that's what I want to do. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until the next video, may the toys be with you.
The quarterback is toast.
Oh, Boba.
Hey, you got the girl. What's with all the clothing? Why don't you the hair's more comfortable? Right on. Oh, careful the antenna, baby.
And that would be the most awesomest thing to ever happen in the history of ever.
Can somebody get me a sock?